You're listening to the Small Business Accelerator podcast, accelerating success, one founder at a time.
With your hosts, Roger Bryant and Sarah Wilson.
We support small business owners, the little guys. We're here to help you win in today's landscape.
Join us each week as we reveal powerful strategies for small business owners that save you time and money.
Because we believe every small business owner should have access to Fortune 500 style strategies without breaking the bank.
Subscribe now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to accelerate your small business success. Hey there.
Yeah.
Ever feel like you're just drowning in a sea of tasks, but none of them are actually, moving you forward?
Yeah.
Today, we're going to dive deep into ditching that's the soul-crushing busy work.
Right.
And uncovering what truly inspires you, all based on what you sent our way.
It's a question we all grapple with, right? How to find work that truly resonates
Totally.
and doesn't just leave us feeling drained.
And the sources you picked for this deep dive, so interesting. On the one hand, we've got Cassandra Gaisford's Goodbye Busy Work, Hello Purpose, Rediscover Your Passion, which sounds like a real journey inward.
Yeah, and we've also got, to pair with that, Automation's Made Easy, an online course by Martin Ebonge, and he's promising a more practical approach, like using automation to, make life easier. Two very different angles.
Yeah.
But maybe ultimately pointing us in the same direction.
Interesting. Yeah, that's what we're here to unpack. Now, Gaisford, she doesn't waste any time. She just gets right to it. Defining busy work is those tasks that just suck the life out of us without actually moving us forward.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there, right?
Oh, absolutely. And what's fascinating is she doesn't just limit busy work to our jobs, right? It could be anything that we're doing.
Oh, interesting.
That consumes our time and energy that doesn't align with our values or goals, whether it's personal life, creative pursuits,
Right.
or yes, even at work.
And she uses Einstein, of all people, as an example.
Oh, really?
Apparently, he felt stifled by that early career, as a patent clerk. The tasks just didn't light his fire, intellectually speaking.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that highlights why identifying our own personal version of busy work is so important.
Okay.
Because it's not just about efficiency, right? It's about making space, clearing the path for what truly matters to us.
Totally.
So, as we go through this, think about, in your own light, what are those energy-zapping activities, those things that might be holding you back from something more meaningful?
That's such a good point. It's like decluttering.
Exactly.
Before you redecorate.
Yes.
Now, she doesn't just leave us hanging with like a to-do list of things to eliminate. She gives us a tool, like a guiding principle.
Right.
To figure out what to replace that busy work with, and that is understanding our core values.
It's like having a compass, Knowing your core values, things like creativity, compassion, a thirst for knowledge. All of these can help make choices that are aligned with what's truly important to you.
Absolutely. And she gives a bunch of examples in the book, but I'm curious, which ones really resonated with you?
One that really stood out to me was this focus on relatedness.
Okay.
So she talks about how feeling connected to others, feeling a sense of belonging is essential for our well-being, especially in the workplace.
Totally.
And, with so many people working remotely these days, that feeling of connection can be harder and harder to come by.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think a lot of people listening can probably relate to.
For sure. And, Gaisford talks about how the pandemic really emphasized how vital those social connections are.
Yeah.
That feeling of isolation, not exactly a breeding ground for passion or purpose.
Exactly. And this is where Gaisford's insights start to lay the foundation for action.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to recognize, connection's important.
Right.
But how do we actually cultivate it in a meaningful way?
Okay, so let's talk action.
Yes.
Gaisford doesn't just leave us with a bunch of warm, fuzzy feelings about value.
Right.
She gets down to brass tacks. She gives us some practical strategies for making a change.
Yeah, and I appreciate that she acknowledges that it's not always linear, this process.
Yeah.
Things like, improving communication are essential, especially when it comes to something she calls data visualization.
Okay, now, data visualization might sound a little intimidating.
It does sound a little jargony.
Yeah, but bear with us. Because Gaisford argues that even visualizing something as simple as your to-do list can be incredibly powerful.
Think about it. Imagine color-coding your tasks based on urgency
and
importance. Suddenly, it's much easier to see What deserves your attention? What can you delegate? What can you just eliminate altogether? It helps you reclaim your time, your focus on what actually matters.
It's like that old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but just applied to our work lives.
Yes, exactly.
And speaking of practical tools, that's where our second source comes into play. Automations Made Easy by Martin Ebonge.
It's like these two sources were meant to go together, you know?
Yeah.
Gaisford guides us through the inner work. Ebonge swoops in with this cool box full of practical strategies.
Love it.
To free up our time and energy.
And he makes a bold claim right off the bat.
Does he?
Ebonge says his course can help you save at least 2 hours every single day.
Wow.
Imagine what you could do with an extra 2 hours every single day.
Right. I mean, while it's always wise to approach these kinds of promises with a little bit of healthy skepticism,
Right.
the principles of automation can be incredibly powerful when applied thoughtfully.
For sure. And he's not talking about, building robots to replace us, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Ebonge breaks down automation into manageable steps, starting with Eller. And he's not talking about, building robots to replace us, thank goodness. Ebonge breaks down automation into manageable steps, starting with choosing the right tools for the tasks you want to streamline.
And this is where I think his course complements Gaisford's book so well, because once you've identified your core values and the activities that align with those values, Ebonge gives you the strategies to automate or even eliminate those energy-draining tasks that might be holding you back.
It's like he's giving you permission to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And who doesn't love that? Reclaiming some of that precious time and mental energy.
Exactly. And he emphasizes that you don't have to become like an automation whiz overnight.
Right.
Even automating small, repetitive tasks can free up a surprising amount of time and mental bandwidth in the long run.
Yeah, it's like he's encouraging us to think of automation as a gradual evolution, not a revolution.
Yeah.
You can start small and build from there.
Precisely. And often those small wins, they kind of create this snowball effect.
Oh, interesting.
Once you experience the benefit of automating one area of your work or life, you start to see the possibilities in other areas.
It's like those aha moments when you suddenly realize, wait, I can automate that too.
Right.
Suddenly you're freeing up all this time and energy you didn't even realize you had.
Exactly. And that's where the magic happens, right? When you combine that deep understanding of yourself, your values, your passions, with the power of automation, you create space for the work and the life that truly resonates with you.
So it's not even just about doing less.
No.
It's about doing more of what matters.
Precisely. It's about aligning your actions with your values, and automation can be a really powerful tool in that process.
Totally. It's like having a personal assistant for your life.
Yeah.
Like helping you clear the clutter and focus on what brings you joy.
I love that analogy because ultimately that's what we're all striving for, right? To find work and create a life that feels both meaningful and fulfilling.
Absolutely. And while, finding that perfect balance, it looks different for everyone. The combination of Gaisford's insights and Ebonge's practical strategies, I think, offers a really compelling roadmap for anyone feeling stuck in that rut of busy work.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is it's never too late to start.
Right?
Whether you're just, beginning to explore these ideas,
Yeah.
or you've already kind of dipped your toes in the world of automation.
Totally.
There's always something new to learn and apply to your own life.
So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into escaping busy work and igniting your passions, we want to leave you with a question to ponder.
Okay.
Both Gaisford and Ebonge really emphasize the importance of taking action, even if they're small steps.
Because even the smallest step taken today can have this ripple effect.
Oh, wow.
Leading to bigger and bolder moves toward the life that you envision.
It's like that saying, right? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. What's one step, no matter how small, that you can take today to move away from that busy work and closer to, what lights you up?
Yeah, maybe it's identifying just one task that you can automate.
Right.
Or maybe it's just taking a little bit of time to reflect on those core values and how they align with your current work and life.
Those are such good starting points. And remember, it doesn't have to be this huge overhaul, all at once.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even those small changes can make a big difference over time.
Exactly. Think of it as an ongoing experiment,
Ooh, I like that.
Try something out, see how it works.
Yeah.
Adjust as needed.
Totally.
It's about finding what works for you. Your own personal recipe for a more fulfilling, energized life.
Absolutely. And Don't be afraid to ask for help along the way.
Yeah.
Because there are tons of resources out there, communities, even, friends and colleagues.
Oh, for sure.
Who can offer support and guidance.
Sometimes just talking it through with someone can make a world of difference.
Totally. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we really encourage you, keep exploring these ideas, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep moving forward.
Yes.
On that journey toward a life that feels, meaningful and fulfilling. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
That's all the time we have for today's exploration. But keep that momentum going. Until next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Small Business Accelerator podcast.
We really hope today's strategies help you grow your business without breaking the bank.
Don't forget to check the show notes for links to resources we've handpicked for small business success.
If you found value in today's episode, it would make our day if you subscribed to the podcast and left us a review.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And stay tuned for our next episode. Next time, we'll reveal yet another game-changing strategy that's revolutionizing how small businesses on a shoestring budget take on giant corporations and accelerate their success.
Until then, keep accelerating your success.
This is Sarah Wilson.
And Roger Bryant, signing off.